What is up? It's your boy JV Cuts, and we back with another banger tutorial for y'all. As you've seen by the thumbnail and title, today we are doing the mid taper, basically the JV special. We're gonna have a fresh taper, blowout in the back, a little bit blowout on the sides, clean lineup, you know, like a messy, slick back, middle part type of work. Kind of like what I got going on right now, but we're gonna just taper out the back, so give it a nice flow, trim up the top, show you how to do some scissor work, how to fade, how to line up, how to do everything the JV way. So if you're new to the channel, make sure to go hit the subscribe button, leave a like, and turn on your post notifications so you know every time I drop a banger, you know what I'm saying? Without further say, let's get the client in the chair and let's get this haircut started, baby. Let's go. We got the boy Jordan in the chair. What's up with you, bro? What's going on? What's going on with this? God damn.
It's okay, we got JV going.
Bro, it hasn't even been a month, huh?
No, that hasn't been.
Your shit grows out crazy. Perfect canvas to work on today. We're gonna get you right, kid. We're gonna need to trim the top of her shirt because this shit looking crazy. And that fresh taper, yo. That JV special, you ready?
JV special, let's get it.
Fucking get it, bro. All right, chat. First thing we're gonna do, cut the top. You know, I wanna make sure I have an even canvas on top. Nothing's too long, nothing's flaring out the sides. As you see, my boy got some long, fluffy hair. So make sure you get all the surface wet. Comb through it with your hands at first, then you go ahead and get one of these. Unbrush. Look at that, one of these type of brushes that just literally pulls everything back, detangles everything, and gets your canvas even in a better position. We're gonna start by slicking everything back and get started with that scissor work. We're gonna do a light trim, nothing too crazy. My boy has a good length right now, so we just want something to flow good and match what he has already. So what we're gonna do, comb and scissors in hand. We're gonna start off by parting the middle. Start off literally like from the nose, unibrow area. Get that first spike from the comb and just guide it all the way back. Then just part. Make sure it is straight, look back down. You could even bring it up again and just follow everything back and part like that in a nice split. So when the boy looks in the mirror, he looks like Lord Farquaad, you know what I'm saying? Now, we're gonna start with the first section, which is gonna be on the right side right here. We're gonna start from the top. Grab the first section like that, you see that? Now you see all these hairs are uneven? That's what we're gonna cut off. Just like that, that's the first section. After that, we're gonna drop that. Follow up with the second right here. Bring that up, same thing. About like damn near an inch. Cut all that off, just like that. Drop that, next one, follow it all the way to the back. Do the same thing, that same length, just eyeball it and literally take it all the way to the back. Once you get to the back though, you wanna be at an angle. You see right here, I'm going straight up instead of digging in. I'm going straight up, so when everything lays down, it's just stacking on top of each other. After that, we're gonna comb everything to the side. We did the top, now we gotta do the sides. Watch this. You do the sides and now you gotta do the same thing. Basically what I did right here with the back, you're doing with the sides now. You wanna create that square shape. You don't want a round shape, you don't want an uneven shape. You want something that just sits on the hair right, makes a round shape face look square, you know what I'm saying? So face shape honestly matters a lot here. And the way you cut it could change it all up. So just follow up right. Whatever you do to one side, you do to the other. A little bit quicker now. You guys know I like to do my haircuts quick. You know what I mean? Speed is money, that's what I like to teach. Because at the end of the day, you really could make more money in the less amount of time. It's all about the way you move, the shortcuts you take, the freehanding, it all comes clutch. So look, I did the top, now I'm gonna do that side. You see that right there? Just a little stuff with it popping out. We got both of that done. Now that we attack both sides, we're gonna go ahead and attack the middle. So the way we're gonna attack the middle is now by just combing up both of them. Watch how I lift it up and there's just like these hairs right here perfectly ready for me. Look, I drop that, lift this one up, and you're gonna see since I cut both sides down, there's literally gonna be like a little spike right here. So that's what we're cutting off now. All the way towards the back, you see that? It's gonna be there. Here's how it works. You put the puzzles together, it's gonna be there. All the way to the back as well. Now we could literally slick everything back. Everything's gonna be flowing perfectly. But what I like to do too, once I literally did all those sections I just told you, I wanna go right here from the side now, and I wanna just lift up the middle, just the middle, and now cut it from the sides. Just so I know that it's actually flowing nicely. Because if you look at it from this angle where I'm at, you want this whole top right here to follow. I see, look, we got that one, then we got that, like that, it all follows. Literally that's the last step, but just to make sure that everything is intact, every hair is cut the same, you just go in there and you just do a little bit of freehanding. You know, you literally get whatever you see, and if there's any hairs popping up, you slice those off. Nice and quick like that. You wanna cut the bangs a little shorter, do that as well. This haircut too, it works for a slick back, it works for a fringe, side to the other side. It literally works in all type of ways. So by cutting like this, you can maneuver your hair however you want. All right, back to the brush, slick everything back. Always make sure your canvas is clean. We don't really got to part nothing right now because I'm gonna work on the back first. So I'm about to show you right now, step by step, how to do the best taper for any type of haircut in the back, freehand and quick. Pick your clipper of choice. Right here, I'm gonna get the Babyliss 245s. Make sure your client's head is facing a little bit down so you can see that taper fully. We already cut the top, so all we gotta do now is fade up. Get your clipper. First thing you wanna do is lever closed and set your first guideline right here. You're just going up slightly. Now you're gonna go with your lever open and you're gonna go up about inch to half an inch. But right here, you're flicking out. Notice how I'm flicking now, I'm not digging in deep. That's literally the first 2 steps. After that, get your first guard, which is gonna be the number 1. Put it on with the lever open. Now you got 1.5. And you're gonna use your comb to guide the hairs into the clipper like this. This is how you keep bulk. And this is how you fade without using extra numbers, fade quick. You're kind of like freehanding at the same time as like clipper over combing, you know? So look at this, you see how I'm slight, like I'm not even adding pressure. I'm just hovering over the hair once I get up there and I'm just letting those hairs go into my blade. Look at that, you see that? And then after that, I don't even need to use my comb. I could just flick out. Right here, you wanna be hovering. You see I'm going on the skin and then I'm pulling out. I'm going like this. You don't wanna go in. So now I can lay everything back down and then look how this just fades. And obviously right now, if you really want to perfect it, thinning shears to debulk everything, but I basically got the hardest part, which is blending the fade to the bulk. Now all I need to do, I'm gonna get my other clipper now with the half guard, lever open, which is equivalent to around a 1. So this is why it's gonna fade in perfectly, because think about it, we got half right here and we got 1.5 right here. So this is like a half equivalent to a 1. So this goes perfectly in this line. Now I'm gonna get this and I'm just gonna do the same motion right here, flicking out. Closing up the lever a bit once I get to those corners. I wanna make sure that those sides are well blended as well. I wanna make sure the vertical bars are clean, not too dark, not too blended, but just perfect. Right here, the back taper is just one strict area. So you wanna make sure whatever you do to one side, you really do to the other, because you don't want this shit to look fucking lopsided. So that's why you wanna make sure everything, you're hitting it with a balance. And now look at this real quick. Just look at this. This is what I like to call a rough draft. So basically, I'm kind of getting the fade done before the lineup. Obviously, it's not 100% done, but we got a good draft. That's why it's the rough draft. I only had to use my clipper with no guard, number 1, and then a half guard. So just with 3 steps right there, I got the fade basically done. Now, let's line it up. I like to do this before actually finishing the fade because then it helps me keep the bars dark. And then I could go back in there and then fade what I actually want. Perfect way right here to save time, make the haircut darker, line up darker, and crispier. Watch this now. We're gonna comb down all these hairs right here, slick it back, and then comb it towards the ear. So you just wanna make sure that you're able to cut the hair in any way. So if the hair's going this way, if the hair's going that way, it's gonna look good with just this one simple lineup. Before we do that too, since he has a lot of bulk right here, simply just get that trimmer, and just cut those hairs right there. It's gonna give you a way smoother canvas, it's gonna make that lineup pop out more because there's not a lot of hairs overlaying it. And now you wanna actually line up. So I'm gonna start off from the middle point because I could start off from the bottom, but then I might end up too deep or might end up too far. So I'm gonna start off right here where I can know how to take it to the ear and then how to take it down. You see right here, I made my first line. Now I kind of got an imaginary line. I could just follow it up right there and then perfectly goes over the ear. So now I know exactly where I'm gonna be at. So I just follow that guideline down. Following it down, as you see, your trimmer is gonna do all the work. You just slightly tap, and then you can ball out everything on the bottom. And while you're at it, if you wanna save time for real, you can literally just go all around the ear. Look at this. And right here, you wanna be using the corner of your blade. As you see, I'm using the right corner of my blade. And I'm just using it like my pencil. I'm literally guiding it like it's my pencil, and I'm just drawing a picture. Just like that, as you see, going all around the ear. And look at this flow right here. Bam, now I'm ready. All I gotta do is C-cup, blend this, ball out this. Now let's just do the same thing to the other side. A little quicker for y'all. I'm gonna debulk. Debulk a bit. Set my first guideline. Know where I'm gonna go from there. All right, go more down. Tap, trimmer's gonna do the job. Make sure your trimmers are also 0 gap, chat, so you don't gotta go back in there multiple times, because if you don't have sharp trimmers, it's gonna be hard. The better tools you invest in, the easier the job's gonna be. That's why investing into good tools, investing into the right knowledge, the right skill, is really gonna make everything easier. Watch, we're gonna brush down, make sure everything's good out the way down, and then we're gonna brush it back, and then make sure everything's good out the way going back. Use those corners, like I said, treat it like a pencil. Don't be scared, don't push back, don't do too little, don't do too much. Now look at that flow. He's already getting that flow. And look how it just blends in nicely towards the back. We're gonna zero out right here with our shavers so we have a better gradients. You never wanna leave stubble like that. And then look at that. I mean, you could just see from here. The taper's already looking better. Now with the shaver, we're gonna shave out these sides and we're actually gonna finish up this taper now. Whatever you hit right here with the trimmer, you do the same with your shaver, and don't dig in too much into this line because you don't want to push it in. Then start shaving out the bottom right here. Basically, you're creating another guideline right here with the shaver. It's gonna be bald, it's gonna kind of be disconnected right here. So we're gonna need to go back in here with our clipper, but that's totally fine. Now we're giving it even a gradier fade from bald to something. Right here, we're shaving out all these sides. We don't want no hair here. We want this taper to be as clean as possible. Look at that. Now there's actually no hairs in the way. So all we gotta do, if y'all can see right here, small little line. That's why for this, you need a really zero gap clipper. For example, my Gamma Instinct right here, Stylecraft Instinct. I'm gonna start with the lever closed and I'm just gonna tap, tap. I don't wanna bring it up too high, so I'm just gonna be doing light taps to keep it as compressed as I can since it's already kind of where I want it. I'm playing with the lever right here. You gotta have the eye of the tiger. I'll come back and get my half guard. I'm going gradually up now. Half. And I'm flicking out. You see, I'm flicking up into that bulk. You don't want his taper to start here. This is perfect because once we actually flare out, he's gonna have all that bulk to play with. He could wear a hat, he could wear a beanie. He's still gonna have some flow right here. So look, if y'all could tell, this shit is looking crispy. All I gotta do to make it actually better is just blend in the bulk. So that's why I mentioned earlier, it's time to use those thinning shears. So if you haven't used thinning shears, if you don't use them, this is a great tool for thinning out bulk, blending into bulk, and just making the fade look more gradient, honestly, because they're just gonna release the weight to make it look lighter. So look, as you see, it's a good amount of bulk right here. All we're gonna do is guide with our comb and just cut whatever right there. Cut whatever is in your comb, basically. So you're gonna be feeding hairs into your scissors with the comb. Make sure you're doing it evenly as well, side to side. Come all the way from the bottom right here. Bottom to the top, side to the side. Smooth, just like that, a little bit. You could even kind of like do little side cuts. It's literally called thinning shears for a reason because it's just cutting down bulk. This fat bulk he has right here, he's gonna thin it out, let it lay down on top of each other better. And then once you put that product in, it's gonna flare out way better. It's gonna be styled way better. So these shits come in clutch for sure. Right here, I'm actually gonna clip it because I wanna kinda give it a little bit of undercut. I don't want all the bulk to match because then it's gonna give it that real fluffy look, Edgar look. I don't want that. I wanna look more for like a slick back middle part look. So as you see, I'm parting it. What this is gonna do, once I trim all this and blend it to the sides, this hair is gonna lay over on top of it, which is gonna give it that look like this. Little flare out look, you know, hair laying on top of the taper. So that's the type of look we're going for. So in order to do this, you want to go ahead and part it like this. Make sure you also have nice lines. Look at that nice part. It goes with his hairline to the hair. So we're gonna start off right here. Same thing we did with the back. We're gonna start with literally the same system. So no guard, lever closed on any clipper, zero. And as you see, my boy got the stove right here. Obviously he's not growing no beard. So let's just go ahead and do a favor. Whenever you got a client like that, just start by knocking it down. You could even do it with your clipper and then literally just follow into the hair canal. I gotta do the first step like that, a little bit of bald. Open up the lever, go up like half an inch, and we're flicking out. Always make sure to flick out right here. That's the first step. Now, if y'all remember too, on the back taper, what did I go to next? It's gonna be the one, open. Now, same thing, you're gonna use your comb to guide in those hairs. This is what helps you keep bulk without using the number 3, the number 4. You don't gotta do none of that here. You just use this way right here, this method. And you are good to go. You don't gotta go with the number 4. You don't gotta do clipper over comb. Just do number 1.5 over comb. Close the lever, open the lever, use your corners. And you are solid. Do y'all see why I cut quick now and get rid of this bulk easily? Because it's just the systems, the methods that you use. Right after that, I'm not gonna waste no time. That same guard, that same length, I'm just gonna go down on his hairline a bit right here on these baby hairs. Bring that down. And then I'm gonna go straight to lining up, straight to it. Add some hairspray, lock those hairs in, get my brush, make sure that everything is sitting down, and I'm about to line him up now. So like I said, this is literally the rough draft. All I had to use was the clipper with no guard, then I had to use the 1.5. Now I'm about to line him up, do the C-cup, do the hairline, clean up around the ear right here, and then I go in there with the 0, with the half guard, do my detail work, and then the fade is crispy. So we're just gonna line up his corners. I'm not giving him a full lineup, just because he don't even need one. Just by lining up the corners sometimes, that's all you need. Look at that, we're just gonna now turn our blade, do our vertical bars just like that. To do the C-cups, you wanna make sure you're using the corner of your blades as well. You wanna start from the bottom and then see where you're gonna go. So I know I'm right here and then I wanna end up right here. So I'm just gonna just curl it, bam, curl it like that. Now you can start from the top. And the real way to do this is literally just your corners. All you gotta do is use your corners. Don't use the full blade right here. Corners to make it crispy, to be real in control of what you're doing. Look at that, smooth. Now you come back over here around the ear. Make sure this C-cup is clean as well. And honestly, shout out to these Coco trimmers. They're pretty sharp. So if y'all want some good trimmers that come in sharp already out the box, go ahead and get some Coco. They're not sponsoring me, but they might need to sponsor me. So look, right back at it, we can start shaving off the face again. Yeah, I told you, I'm gonna do the lineup and then I'm gonna go back to the shaver. So now we are at the shaver. I'm gonna clear all this stubble off, because this is gonna save me time right here. I gotta do this at the end of the haircut regardless. So if I do it right now when I'm doing this taper, I'm saving time. I'm doing two things at once. And then, you know, we get the haircut done quicker. Come on now. So now I'm shaving everything off. You could even, you know, shave a little bit on the hairline, C-cups. Basically, prep it up for the razor. Around the ear, you want no stubble. I see a lot of haircuts sometimes. Around the ear, there's stubble. On the C-cup, there's stubble. On the back taper, there's stubble. That's not a good haircut. You know, you wanna make sure everything is bald. The only thing I got here is the fade. And always brush off your clients. Make sure the canvas is clean. They're not itchy. There's not hairs all over your canvas. So brush them off with the neck duster or get the compressor. Now look, I could wait till I'm done with the haircut to do the blade, but honestly, since he doesn't have a full hairline and I don't gotta go all across, I'm just gonna focus on one spot at a time. So I'm just gonna go in there with my blade. I'm gonna start doing the vertical bars. That's the first thing I'm gonna do. So I know that they're crispy, dark, and as straight as possible. Bam. Smooth. Now we're gonna turn around, go on top of the client's head, and we're gonna use the corner of our blade to do that C-cup as well. Just like that. Now you see I'm just using this little tip right here. And I'm just following all the way up. And while I'm there too, I'm getting the hairline. Smooth, and then while I'm there too, you could even get the ear. Look at that, just 3 in 1. Get the ear, behind the ear, follow it to the back taper. Balled out a bit right there, and smooth. Now it's 10 times better than when it was before. If I comb it back down, everything's smooth, there's no stubble, fade is clean. And now I can actually go in there, keep the C-cup dark, keep the around the ear dark, and just fade in this part. Now we're gonna go back to our 0 gap clipper, lever closed, and now I'm full in control. I know how I want the fade to look. I know how deep I wanna take it, how bald I wanna take it. So come in here, using my corner. Look, I'm going up very little, opening up halfway, using my corner again, going up very little, opening it all the way, and now I'm just really trying to just fully blend it out. I'm basically trying to blend out without having to use more guards. So if I could do this right here without getting the half guard or the 1 guard, then that's money, that's magic, right? Obviously, if we have to go in there with more guards, we're gonna do what we have to do. But if we don't, that's just gonna make everything way better. Look at that, crispy. What we could do though, is go in there with a shaver and just get rid of some more stubble, make it look even better, make it look even balder, and make that fade pop out even more. Because look, once we add those enhancements right here, you know, we're even gonna add a little bit on the C-cup just to give it that real good pop. Look at that. And then also, always after I use enhancements, I like to go back in there with the blade, just so I can line up all those lines, all the paint. Nothing's out of place. This is when details matter, chat. You gotta be aware of the details. When I unclip it, and I get my brush again, or my Heem comb, whatever it is, it's gonna flow beautifully. I need some water right here. It's a little stubborn right here because we just parted it. We're gonna bring this down. This is also how you style. You wanna bring it down, comb, and all you need is just 1 stroke. Maybe 2. Or maybe 3 right here. Bam. And then you could even just lay those bangs on top of that. When you lift that up, hairline is crispy, taper is crispy. Whatever we do to one side, y'all know the deal, chat. We're about to do to the other. So let me show y'all real quick how I'm gonna get this down. I'm gonna do it a little bit quicker for y'all. So just watch and learn. I'm gonna go ahead. Part. Lever open. Guard on. 1.5, feeding those hairs into my comb, into my clipper, closing it. A little bit of freehand. Give me that hairline. We're about to trim that. We get our Febreze and we freeze. We comb that down. Get your trimmer. We'll start with the C cup. Nice Chicago C. Starting from the bottom, going to the top, putting everything together. 1 + 1 is going to equal 3 right here. Shape everything. Start a little bald line. Go back to that hairline. Take it to the farthest point that you can before you go into his hair. As you see right there, now I'm gonna see where I could do the vertical bars around right there. Right here is too light. Right here is too dark. Right here is perfectly without pushing it back or not. So look at that, we're just gonna push it right there. Smooth, that's money. Bald everything out. All right, I balded everything out. Now we literally just left with a taper. And like I said, on the other side, I'm in full control now. I could leave the C cup as dark as I want. I could leave around the ear as dark as I want. So now it's just my job to just go in there, do those little details, use my corners if I really want to keep it dark. Because if you use the full blade, think about it. You're going in there with the full blade, everything you cut here is going to be cut here and here. But if you're going with the corners, you really get to pick what you want to cut. So this is what I mean. Corners are very important. Chat. Go in there with your corners. Think about it like a little pencil. And you're just attacking any dark spot you want. This is how fades come out blurry for real. Look at that. Even doing a little bit of freehand right here. And then also you want to make sure that the tapers are symmetrical. So you want to look back and forth, make sure the hairline is symmetrical, and yup, we are looking smooth. So now I'm about to go ahead and add enhancements on this side. We're gonna be like around 8 inches away from the head. Make sure to keep your card right there exactly where your line is at. You don't want to be out here faking motherfuckers. You don't want to be out here like an auto body shop painting people where they shouldn't, you know what I'm saying? A little bit of C-cup action. Just like that. And we don't even gotta use no white pencil for my boy. He is crispy how he is. Like I said, I go back in there with the blade once I added enhancements, just to make sure that all the lines are aligned, all the paint is together. And as you see, I'm doing very light on the enhancements, trying to make it look natural. Also, it's crispy before the enhancements. So make sure that before you go ahead and actually paint a picture like Picasso, you are good naturally, you know what I'm saying? Get rid of any excess paint, any excess stuff. Make sure everything's crispy and yep, just like that. Now look at this tape right here. We're gonna unclip this. And now let's start flowing. This is the flow I'm saying. Because when you have hair right here that could just slick back perfectly into the flow, that is right there what you call money. We basically got everything done. Hairline is good, taper is done, the top is trimmed. Also, if you look at it from the front, like I said, he doesn't have a full lineup, it's only the corners. You wanna make sure that it's still aligned. So look at this. There's that little gap in the middle, which is smooth, but A plus B is there. You still want to make sure right there aligned. And also if you want to make sure that they're extra aligned, you just get your trimmer, make sure the client's face is straight up, and you put that trimmer right there. Kind of just imagine it as a straight line, and look at that, it's matching. You know, the head is round, so you want to make sure you match it. All right, we're about to add some enhancements on the back right here too. We added some in the front. Might as well add the whole Hollywood effect everywhere. So same thing we did with the front. We're gonna place our card exactly where that line is at, and just, you know, 6 to 7 inches away from the skin. Light tabs, look, that's second, and that's the third one. It's really all we need. Maybe just a little bit more right here to connect everything. That's straight. Like, look, this is basically like a natural effect with enhancements. 1 spray, 2 spray, 3, all lit up right here. Smooth. We're about to do the eyebrows and line up the hairline now. Brand new straight blazer on the razor. Since we already did the razor basically on the C-cups, now we just want to connect it on the hairline. So I'm gonna go from the left side to the right side. We didn't use no enhancement right here in the middle, so I kind of just want to make sure that everything is blended in together. So there's gonna be paint coming from here, paint coming from here, nothing in the middle, but it's just gonna flow in perfectly. So it's gonna give them that perfect, like, natural hairline right here. Then boom, just like that. Just gotta follow up that lineup. We already did the C-cups. Now let's do the eyebrows. We're gonna push this a bit down and then also tell your client to raise his eyebrow. Like that, you're gonna have a way smoother canvas. You're gonna be able to see those hairs better. Not cut the boy's eyeball off. Brush that down. Do it from the top now. Kind of want to be slanted right here. Kind of going uphill, and then right here you want to just mash that all together. Calm down. Make those eyebrows pop out, make them look thick, crispy. Get the unibrow. Brush them off and we smooth. And the little excess hairs, cut them off. All right, we basically did everything we need. Now, let's style him up. I'm gonna line up that mustache, line up that goatee, and we basically done. So look, before I line up that mustache and goatee, I wanna make my boy look good. So we're gonna use the best product in the whole market, which is that Heem wax. Now look at that, that's what I used today, this morning on my hair. Now I'm about to use it on my boy. Watch, I'm gonna get a good fingertip amount like this. You see that? And I'm gonna make sure that I spread it all over my hands until you can't see no more, it turns clear. And now instead of just going into my boy's hair and just slicking it back, I'm kind of just gonna like tap it on there and then scrunch it at the same time. This is what's gonna create that texture, that volume, that flow without having a fucking nasty ass slick back. We wanna make sure we distribute it evenly throughout the hair. So every little strand got some of this. Cause if one strand got some Heem wax and the other one's not, they're gonna be mad, you know what I'm saying? So make sure every hair got that Heem wax. Once we applied it all over the hair like that, there's only one more step, which is getting your Heem comb, slicking it back. And you're not really slicking it back because this comb is basically like you're using your fingers. You're just going back with it. And so it's not gonna give you that hard ass look like with the other combs. But what it's gonna do is just gonna make sure every hair is together. And once you do that, you could just do this. Give the boy a couple of bangs. Make him look like Clark Kent a bit. Slick it back, bring him in, slick it back, bring him in. Right here too. Slick him back, drop him. Slick it back and drop it until you think that looks good, you know? Curtains be looking smooth, like look at that. You can't tell me this don't look clean. And then with that scissor work we did right here in the back, everything comes in together. It sits down correctly. And it just looks like he got some good layers. Like look at that. Everything laying right on top of each other. You can see the parted sections. You can see the texture. That's what we're going for, baby. Come on now. Now let me see that mustache, bro. We're just gonna line up the bottom and the top lightly. Same thing with this right here. We don't wanna push it up. You don't want that lip line to be too up. So just right on top of the lip lightly. Get rid of all this little stubble right here. Put your neck up, bro. Now you see these big ass goatees that got like a big ass patch of hair right here? You don't want it that big. So we're kind of gonna trim it down. Bald it all out. And then this right here, Chad, this is basically another service. If you wanna make more money, get some tips, make your client feel more special. Learn how to do these type of services, perfect them. And then you could get all the bearded motherfuckers, people with the goatees, anybody. Make more money just like that. After we use the trimmer to line everything up, now we gotta use that blade to blade everything up. I'm gonna start off right here. Right by the nose, and then come down, going kind of into a point right there. Now, same thing to the other side. And then it's always better when your client is kind of giving you some more room to work with by kind of like biting your lips together. Also, it's gonna give you more room to work with right here. So when you do that goatee, you could do a nice flat line without really having to put too much stretch on the skin. And then what this is gonna do is gonna make that look clean, give it that nice round shape or square shape, whatever you're going for. Look at that. Smooth. All right, chat, that's it. Styled my boy, got him right with the haircut. Now it's time for the best part. The Heem aftershave, bro. You already know, whenever you finish a haircut, you gotta give him that little bit of hot sauce. And this time we're gonna give him that real sauce. Ooh, close your eyes a bit, bro. I know it's gonna burn a bit. But how does it smell though? That's the real question, how does it smell?
Smell good, smell good.
1 out of 10.
11.
Ooh. Now let's see what this haircut is hitting for. Let me know, bro. Let me know. Keep it a bug. Do not lie for the camera.
Shit.
Do not lie for the camera, bro.
Oh, shit. Oh my God. JV always gets me right. That's the kid.
Do you see that? Do you see that? Check out the bag and everything. Check out everything, homie. Make sure everything's smooth. Nice, clean taper.
Y'all come tap in with JV, man. It's worth the price.
You fuck with it?
Yes, sir.
What about this one? What about this one? This one's a 10 out of 10.
10 out of 10.
Must.
10 out of 10.
Must what?
Must come.
Again, baby.
Yeah, let's go.
All right, we're pretty much done, my boy. There you go, you good to go, player. Let me know what you're thinking though. Look at it right here, you know, with the cape off. Now you can actually look at it.
Looking fresh, we looking fresh.
You fuck with it?
And new man, my boy JV.
Come on now, Brody, you know I gotta get you right.
Y'all type in, subscribe.
Hey, y'all heard it here first. Make sure to go hit that subscribe button if you haven't already. Turn on your post notifications if you haven't. And leave a like because this video is a banger. If you're still watching it, obviously you liked it. So make sure to go hit that like button if you haven't already. Appreciate y'all for watching. If you want the best products, y'all know where to go. jvcuz.com. Get all the products, Heem, gel, antifreeze, wax, powder, whatever it is. Get right, do not get left. And if you need help scaling up your barber business, making those 10K plus months, learning how to make more money in less amount of time, scaling up your social media, building that personal brand, hit that link in the description to join the Heem community. If not, just DM me on IG with the word mentor and I'll reach out. Without further say, it's been your boy JV Cuts. Appreciate you for watching and we out.
got a cut in 2 weeks. JV line me up. If I hear there's money in the play, you need to sign me up. I just brought the bitch back in, I think I'm Bane or what?